Bean Soup Times is on a mission to create dope content that entertains, educates, and empowers the Black community. We keep our ear to the ground, we ask, we report to you. We help Black people to share their message. We promote real dialogue. We provide a platform to help give voice to the voiceless. We educate you on how to shop smart. Our passion is to inform you about Black events, businesses, organizations, and entertainers. We are Black owned. We are Black Chicago. We are the award-winning Bean Soup Times.
Y'all started off with that lesson, man. Appreciate it.
Greetings. Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. This is your brother, your friend, Toure Muhammad, man. I'm so excited to be with you all today. This is another glorious day, a wonderful day. And I didn't realize how hot it got very quick today. I had the windows open and had a nice breeze coming in, but all of a sudden, man, it got hot. So I just turned the air on. So if I'm glistening, you know, it might be a little knowledge up there that's glistening and glowing, but it might be a little sweat too. So I'm gonna keep myself, try to keep myself dry until that air conditioner kicks in. So, man, brothers and sisters, today is another day for you to pursue your dreams, to fight for what you believe in. Nobody knows what you dream about, what your vision is when you lay down every day on and have those visions in your head that you dream about, that you think about. So nobody else is nobody else's responsibility but yours, right? Sometimes too many of us are always talking about what somebody didn't do to help us, or what somebody could have, should have, would have done. And if you had to help, if your family did this, if the white man didn't do that, if all you got all these things that you put in the way of your own success, your dreams, your vision, your future is your responsibility. And if you are a parent, of course, your responsibility not is just on you, but it's on your future. You are setting an example for them. So get out of your own head and stop having all these excuses and reasons why you're not successful, and go after it. Money is made and opportunity is made by the right mindset. So, man, we got a wonderful guest today that I want to bring on in just a few seconds here. She is a true shaker and mover. She is someone who can help motivate you, inspire you, and give you tools and resources to be successful. Man, we met many years ago. She had an incredible book that we're going to talk about today a little bit. That really helps people to navigate some of the challenges that we have in being successful. So she is an educator. She's a motivational speaker. She's a TV, radio personality. When I bring on, you're probably gonna know her. You've seen her before. But we have Dr. Tamela Odom here on the Toure Muhammad Show.
Hey,
Toure, how you doing?
I am doing great. You know, this is just full circle for you and I. I heard what you said in the introduction. You know, you were right with me at the beginning, and then here we are again. So I have to just give a shout out to Bean Soup Times for the longevity and being able to bring good information to us here, not just in Chicago, but around the world. So thank you for allowing me to be with you again so that we can catch up, so the world can hear us catch up together.
Absolutely. That's what's up. So yeah, let's talk about it. We met, somebody referred you to me when you were launching your book.
That is right. So you and I connected, what was that? 2006, maybe 2007.
Somewhere around there. Don't give me the line. I don't remember. I believe you.
Yeah, you know, we're not gonna say age is gonna make us forget. We're just gonna say time. You know, has right. So, I had this desire because at that time I had just transitioned from a position working in higher education, helping students get into college, and I had gotten really far. I was blessed to get to a dean position at a school, and then I just felt that my time there had plateaued, but I also felt that I still had more information to give out. But it's funny how we can repurpose our abilities, our goals, right?
Right.
And I was able to take that, what I've learned as an educator, to repurpose that to be a motivator. So with that, I had this passion inside of me to write a book. Had never written a book before, had read many books, of course, read plenty of books, and didn't really have a a template, so to speak, on how to write a book, but it came to me in a vision. You know that they're some of the most known prophets were inspired by visions. And I wouldn't I would not even say that I am one of those prophets, but I would just say that I had the same kind of inspiration. And from that inspiration, I just began to write. And then as I finished the book, all of the resources that I need just came to me. An editor came to me. Someone who could do the cover came to me. Tori Muhammad to help me market the book came to me. So it was proof that this piece to help motivate people was needed to be put into the earth. And I just so happened to be the vessel that wrote the book and published it.
Man, absolutely. And what was it? Run the Race, a successful guide to.
You got it. It's Run the Race, a guide to successful living.
A guide to successful living. That's right.
You got it. You got it. And
go ahead.
I was going to say, and the theme of Run the Race came from high school for me. I ran track, and I would not dare tell you that I was the best track runner on my team, but I had the heart of the best track runner. And a lot of those analogies apply to me as someone who grew up on the West Side, who was told over and over again that I would not be able to fulfill my dreams, all because of the color of my skin, because I am a woman, and because of where I live. Now, to me, that is absurd to tell a person, a young person, that their dreams and aspirations could not happen because of what they feel was just knocks against me. And using the analogy of running a race, you have to prepare if you want to be the best as a track runner, right? And I talk about that in the book of how you can use those analogies of running track to be able to place yourself in the best light that you would need to be successful, because we only get one life, Tori, to live. And it's up to us to make the most of that. And I heard you say something very similar to that in your introduction. Nobody else is responsible for our dreams, goals, and aspirations manifesting but us.
That's right. That's right. As I'm thinking about this in the timeline, do you know I ran the Chicago Marathon in 2006? No, 2009. 2009. Okay. So those analogies and the way you put that book may have been a little bit of that nudge that led me to run the marathon, because you're absolutely right. I ran it for the reasons that you put in your book, because it's such a great analogy for what life is all about. So kudos. I'm gonna give you a little bit of that credit. I did finish it.
I'm so happy to hear that. Was that 26.2?
That point was so important too. I love it when people make sure they put that 0.2 in there.
Give you all of your credit. That's right.
Right, that's right. So, man, so along the way, of course, the book, I encourage people to get the book, get it for yourself, get it for a young person in your life who needs some of those principles that really are lifelong. Principles that you exhibit in there, that you promote and you highlight in there. Talk a little bit about some of the things you're doing now, because everything you're doing now still relates to the book, but you put more things in place to kind of help walk people through some of those things that they need and some of the resources they need, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I talked about earlier about being a higher education professional. And it's amazing that I was able to gain those skills. And now I'm have built upon those skills. So as an educator, you're working to be a positive impression upon anybody who's in your classroom, anybody who comes by your office, parents, teachers, students alike, your colleagues. You want to be able to find those teachable moments. And I think it's so easy to find them because there's so many people that we come into contact with for a reason. Nothing, in my opinion, happens by coincidence. This interview did not happen by coincidence. Us reconnecting did not happen by coincidence. Us connecting the first time around did not happen by coincidence. So, being a higher education professional, hitting that plateau, wanting to be able to repurpose my skills was not by coincidence. So, from there, I became a certified life coach. And I expanded upon being a life coach to become a success coach because if you let life take its course, it's going to take its course, right? Some people live and some people exist. So, how do you take that life and do something with it? That's why I expanded upon becoming a certified life coach to become a success coach. Because all you have to do is if God gives you breath in your body to live, your life is going to take its own course. So not just a life coach. How do you take that life and make it successful?
Right.
So I've built upon those skills. I am all over, not just in Chicago, but all over where anybody will give me a platform to speak. So I have more opportunities to share my motivational encouragement to people wherever there's a platform. So if someone contracts me out to speak at a graduation or at a summit, wherever I have the opportunity to share with people, I do in a motivational setting. I'm also a lecturer, a professor in a sense. So as you can see, it kind of comes full circle so that I can use those skills really to touch people, to let them know they should not fear success. And I talk about that in my book where you have people, they dream all day, Toure, about being successful and what they will do when they become successful and how many people they're going to impact when they become successful. So why aren't they successful? What's stopping them from that? And oftentimes, believe it or not, people are afraid of success because it changes your whole perspective. It changes your life. It changes the people that your circle, all of those things change. So now you're out of your comfort zone. So I try to teach people to embrace the fact that with success comes change. A lot of people don't like change, but to embrace that change, because when that change comes and you move, then somebody else can move into your spot in life, right? And then you continue to move up and more people continue to move up. And when we have more people who are successful in life, we can impact a community. We can impact our youth. We can impact so many people. So that's what I've been doing to build upon those skills since we talked last. So I'm still doing the same thing as an educator, but just the population of people that I educate has been a different population.
Man, that's absolutely wonderful. And what is what do you find is the biggest barrier that people have when it comes to that fear of success? Is it what do people give you feedback and they tell you, or what's going on in the psyche?
Yeah, let's talk about
Is
that.
fear and success.
Yeah, so on top of the fear of success, and I want to say this in the most positive light because that's just my personality. We can always find a positive spin on everything. But I find, Toure, that people don't want to invest in themselves. And when I say that, if they're investing in reading books, if it's investing in hiring a coach, if it's investing in just doing a self-analysis and then really figuring out what they need to change, most people say they want to, but they really don't want, they don't invest in themselves. And oftentimes investments don't cost a lot of money. You can watch YouTube. Everything is on YouTube, Toure. You can learn so much from YouTube. I mean, even watching a podcast like this, and I've watched some of your podcasts, and you've had some phenomenal people that's just around that have great messages. And sometimes people don't have, I don't know, the mental fortitude sometimes to listen to the whole podcast. And that's okay. you can listen to it in pieces. You don't have to listen to it all at one time. But I will say that the feedback that I've learned is that people have to learn to invest in themselves, and it doesn't necessarily take a lot of money or time. It may take gradual, but just remember, in investments, whatever you put into it is what you should expect to pull out. It's not like hitting the lottery, becoming successful. You have to invest in your success. And I encourage people not to be afraid and not penny pinch. And again, not always money, but penny pinch as far as your time when it comes to you. Prioritize you. You are very important. You are your most important asset, and you should build upon that.
Man, you're so right. And I just had the quick testimony. I was going to get some medical work done, and my blood pressure was high. And I said, you know what? I get up a little bit, do a little walking, a little exercising. And I said, no, I need to really focus on this to keep my blood pressure down. And so I've been getting on the bike and hitting that lakefront. And lo and behold, I hear somebody calling my name. I didn't know who it was. I know they went past me. That was you.
That's right. Yeah,
so you talking earlier about it's so many nuggets you're giving me, so many directions to have this conversation in. But when you talked about nothing is by coincidence, we got to share with people how we reconnected because that was so funny. Then to hear you calling my name, I know who. I'm glad you told me. I was like, well, maybe you tell me. Maybe I'll hear from later on who that was. Because I had no idea who it was. But I'm doing some work for my brother, my friend, my client, Sean Michelle's homemade ice cream, taking some videos, and there somebody just pulls up to the corner and kicks you out the car until I get out.
Yeah, that was an experience. I mean, I'm a West Sider, so I don't know all the hidden gems on the South Side. So my good friend, who is a South Sider, she saw that there was no line at Sean Michelle's, and she puts me out at the red light. Tour, you saw me and said, "Get out and get in line. You won't regret this." And I certainly did not. I really enjoyed that experience. And with these face masks, we don't know who we're talking to. So I just think that someone is just getting the customer's experience about their ice cream and how they enjoy it. And, lo and behold, two people with masks on, and Tori, you heard my voice and said, "Hey, it sounds familiar." You took your mask down. I knew that face. So you knew my voice and I knew your face, and we reconnected. And I'm so glad that we did. And then, like you said, both of us working to at our health to make sure that we're healthy, because we can't be good to anybody else if we're sickly, right? So
that's right.
Out on that lakefront, getting some good exercise. And I'm coming back, you're going north, I'm coming back south. And I said, the person I just reconnected with, here we are again, reconnecting, doing something very important, and that's being healthy. And I was headed back that way with the crew that I did not want to get left. So that's the only reason why I was going so fast.
Right.
Because those people that I was riding with, they were getting it.
Hey, because by the time I heard the voice, you were gone. So
go.
Yep, absolutely. So, man, we listened to the Toure Muhammad show. Shout out to Sadiq Mustafa, who's listening. He sends greetings. And my Bloom alumni, Angela Davis, she's a shaker and mover. Both of them are shaker and movers. So they're tuning in. We appreciate you all. So we're talking with Dr. Tamela Odom. She is an author and a motivator, educator, resource. Matter of fact, you and Angela might need to connect because she works with a lot of young people, and she's helping them get on the career track. So definitely, y'all need to connect. But
love it,
man. So all right, we reconnected. Here we have, we're both, making sure we're getting our health in order and keeping it in order. And talk a little bit about that, because when I read motivational books or books about business, books about personal development, right, there's often a portion in there about health and how important it is for your health to be maintained properly, as you're saying. Now that we made that connection, what about mental and spiritual? How important is, right, removing these fears for success having health in order, how does those two apply to your mental and your spiritual stability?
Oh man, Tori, that's huge because if you are not in the right mental headspace, it really just challenges everything you do. And that's for me, I make it my business to wake up in a positive mindset. So it's certain things I just don't feed my mind. I don't. And because of that, it has a positive bearing on my physical health because some of the things that we listen to and we eat and we put ourselves around certain people, your body is a well-oiled machine from head to toe. So your brain, your mind, your spirit, all of those things matter. And I know that some people, they don't necessarily subscribe to a higher being, but I do believe that there is something that is bigger than us that has created this world and has put us here for a reason. I'm thankful for all of my education. I'm thankful for all of my opportunities, but I do realize that my knowledge is limited. There is something far greater and bigger than me. So I subscribe to a higher power and I connect to that higher power every day for energy, to help my mind, to help me not to just live for my own selfish purposes, Tori, but for me to be able to give back to somebody else every single day. Because when we subscribe to a higher power, that's where we get our source. There's someone who gives something to us every day. And we are in the image of little gods, right? And because of that, we're destined to be able to, as little gods, to use our good to help other people and to pour into them. But how can you do that if you're not in the right mental headspace?
That's
How
right.
can you do that if you have not gotten any revelation from a source higher than you, right? That pours into you, that knows your destiny, that knows what you were created for, so that you can walk in your purpose and to be able to give to somebody else. So I just want to say this though. Part of the people, when I talk to people about success pathing, a lot of times people are not in the right headspace because they let folks live in their head rent free.
Come on.
Sometimes you letting folks that should be kind of to the wayside, you letting them take up a lot of space in your life. And again, we are put on this earth to help people, but you got to help people who can get it, who understand that that is your purpose. And they should not drain you. They should charge you as you charge them. Just as we've reconnected, Tori, and we're reconnecting, we're charging each other. You're telling me, hey, come on my show and talk. And we're talking about brainstorming after this and helping me to pour into you and me pouring back into you and vice versa. That's what people need. So it's not wrong, right? If you know that you're not mentally strong enough to carry on the burdens of other people, that you kind of distance yourself because it would really wear on your ability to live in your purpose, right? So it's important to understand that you can't let people live up here rent free. Charge them, honey. If they want to come in there and change your world and they want to drain you, you got to figure out a way to make them pay and pay in a positive way where you're changing them to make them better.
Man, absolutely, man. You said a mouthful. I love it. You know, and I know we always have to be kind of cater to people's different mindsets and mentalities. But I believe firmly at the end of the day, most of us, even people who don't adhere to a spiritual higher power, it's only because they haven't found the right communication channel to reach that higher power. But let their butt be in the airplane and it dip too quick. Oh God.
They gonna call
Right.
on somebody.
Let them be on foot in the bad neighborhood. God, please let me be safe, right? We innately know there's a higher power, even if that higher power we're calling on in the moment of distress is not the supreme being. We call on somebody that we know has more power than we do.
Than us, yes.
It's so important for us to, man, have that connection. And you reminded me of something I just read in the book recently. They were quoting somebody else in the book. And I forget the person they were quoting, but the quote was, if you don't take care of your body, then where will you live?
That's
Right?
powerful.
And
Yeah.
that rent-free piece, right? In our homes, are we just gonna let anybody come in and mess up our house and not, treat and respect the things that we placed in that house for comfort?
Right.
And just let them get away with it rent-free? No, you're gonna have to pay if you tear something up. And matter of fact, you got to pay to be in. If you can't pay, hey, it's
Right.
okay. You don't have to stay here.
Evict them. Don't
Evict
let them
them,
live there.
right?
Evict
Get them out of
them.
your
Give them
mind.
5-day notice. Yes.
That's absolutely right. So,
Yeah.
man, I love that. That's so critical and important. Man, so this book is still available, right? How can people get the book and how can they get in touch with you if they
Yes.
need some resources, they need some motivation, let them know how they can connect. And I hope Angela's still watching. We're gonna make sure. You all
Okay.
connect.
I would love that. That's how you recharge, connecting me with more people. So I love it already. So I'm excited. I know this is my purpose, helping other people. So you can contact me at Dr. T. Odom at gmail.com. And that's the best way because I check that email all the time. And I have some upcoming classes that I like to offer. Some of them are going to be free, but the ones that are the 6 to 8 week courses, because we have materials and stuff that we want to get to you. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I forgot. Dr. T. Odom. I made a mistake. I didn't say that. Yep. So we'll let you know the fees for that, but we do have some free courses that are coming up, and those free courses are really just to get you charged up to say, yep, I want to make some changes. So you can email me at dr.todom@gmail.com. Yep. And then you can
Is it got in there? Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yep. So it's dr.todom. Yep. I forgot to say that at first. So you can email me there and I can give you got it. Yep. Thank you. So you can email me to get more information about the upcoming courses. I do offer some classes. I'm doing some Friday night lives on Facebook. So you can find me on Facebook at Tamela Odom. It's called Friday Night Live. And it's just a few 30-minute live sessions that I'm offering where we can I talk about a topic to get you motivated, to get you thinking, to get you wondering again about where those journals that I put all these ideas in and go dust that thing off and let's get to work. So look out for that. You can find me on Facebook at Tamela Odom. And then my website is under construction, but if you email me once that baby is back up and running, it's tamelaodom.com, but it's under construction. But when it's back up and running, you email me or you follow me on social media, you'll find it there. I'm also out there on Twitter as Run the Race TO, and I'm working on my other social media platforms because I'm not really I'm learning about this whole virtual thing, but I'm more of a touchy-feely type of person. So now I got to find this social media, so I'll be out there. I'm gonna get on Instagram and all the other fun stuff. It's coming soon.
I kind of remember that we talking about that.
Yeah, because you remember you were telling me
we were talking about it wasn't as relevant. It wasn't as relevant as it is now.
Yes.
Right? 2006, 7, and 8. But man, look where we are now, and with the pandemic, it's even heightened it to even new levels. It's the next best thing to being in person.
Absolutely. And I forgot to mention the YouTube channel. It's under Your Motivational Moment. But if you catch me or if you email me, I'll give you all of that information. But I just want to encourage people to right now get the book because that's a good way to get started. Run the Race, A Guide to Successful Living. It's on Amazon. Or if you reach out to me, I can, if you want to purchase a copy, I can make sure you get it. You can either email me or your quickest way to get it is on Amazon. Run the Race, A Guide to Successful Living. That way you can start thinking about those principles right away. And then when we get together, you'll already be ahead of the game because we can use a lot of those principles that you learned in the book for our upcoming classes and sessions.
Excellent, excellent. I encourage folks to do it. You need it. Like you said earlier, we have to invest in ourselves. And too often we don't know what we don't know. right? So it's not until we expose ourselves to people who are putting their attention on helping us get to another level in life that we realize things that we weren't even aware that we needed to know. So, man, I love what you're doing. I love the spirit of it, and what you offer people is so important and amazing. So, man, you keep up the good work, and we look forward to, man, we would love for you to come on. You're welcome anytime. Give folks some tips, get them a snippet of the book, whatever. Man, you are more than welcome to come back on the show anytime.
Looking forward to it because, Toure, radio and TV is my thing. I've done radio and TV for quite some time. So this is where I feel at home talking to people. So you let me know when and I will be back.
All right, we'll do that. That's a bet and that's a promise. And we owe it to the people that are listening, man, to bring you on so you can give them some more nuggets.
Love it. Looking forward to it.
All right, so we'll be in touch. We're going to stay connected. And we got to close out. We have, I have a commercial. You got to check out this commercial for Sean Michelle's Homemade Ice Cream.
Okay.
I love talking about them because not only do they have the best ice cream on earth, they just happen to be family. They got people that I've been knowing most of my life. So, man, it's so exciting when you see somebody hitting these different levels of success by exhibiting Black excellence. So, now, which one did you have? What ice cream did you have when you went?
Oh man, so I tried the Obama. That's my thing now. And then I also tried the one that had the rum raisin with the fudge. I don't even remember the name of it.
Jamaican rum raisin had something mixed.
It was a mix. It had fudge brownie in it. It had a rum raisin ice cream. Oh my goodness! And then they had the nerve, Tory. They sent me a text message about buy one, give one, and then look, I will be in that line sometime soon, because you can't resist. I couldn't believe how good it was. And then I'm just gonna say this: anytime you have a Delta in the mix, it's gonna be phenomenal. So shout out to the Soror working and making sure that we have good desserts in the community.
That's right. That's what's up. Yep, Nataki Muhammad is a Delta. Yaya's an Omega. So man, they've been working it, boy. They've been working it absolutely. So all right, we're gonna put a commercial on and we're gonna close out. Thank you so much for coming on, and we look forward to having you on again.
Looking forward to it. This was fun.
All right, it was.
Sean Michelle's Homemade Ice Cream is the only place to go when the ladies crave delicious old-fashioned homemade ice cream. Their vanilla tastes just like Grandma used to make it. With over 35 flavors, all made with the freshest ingredients, Kathy has never had banana pudding ice cream this good. It's homemade ice cream the way you remember, and Sean Michelle's doesn't upset your stomach. Enjoy in-store or take it to go. Sean Michelle's. Fall in love again.
First-time customers, buy one, get one free.
All right, brothers and sisters, we appreciate y'all for coming on, tuning in. Shout out to Angela, Mustafa. Man, we got some great stuff we're going to be announcing with a partnership with Sadiq Mustafa real soon as well. So you all, man, stay encouraged, stay blessed, keep up the good fight, and never forget that as long as your brother Toure Muhammad has a bowl of bean soup, you've got half. Peace.